Last time I said I would start stacking even with the silver prices as high as they are, but now we need to factor in the premiums as they are starting to take off. So let's kind of revisit this topic with a little bit of a part 2 twist to it. In today's video, we're also going to talk about the Navy privy that we just got. So we're going to show that off as well, but let's get everything started in today's video. Want to win 100 ounces of American Silver Eagles completely free? Well, in case you missed out on the first opportunity, JM Bullion is now giving you a second chance to win 5 full tubes of 100 coins packed in a custom waterproof Pelican case. There is no purchase necessary, and the newest and latest giveaway is going to end on December 11th of this year. And if you want to get in on this last opportunity, click the link in the description below for a chance to win. And again, just to be clear, JM Bullion is not sponsoring this channel in any sort of way. This is just me wanting to pass this opportunity along to help you guys out. So don't miss out on this. Click on the link in the description to enter for your chance to win 100 ounces of free silver. Hi everybody, and welcome back to yet another video. So as many of you are probably aware, dealers and the refineries have faced a bit of a slowdown in terms of getting metals to and from each other, and it's creating a bit of an issue. And right now what we're seeing in the market is a supply side bottleneck that's affecting these silver premiums. And certain refineries have mentioned that they're currently not accepting certain types of silver like the 90% or sterling, which means a significant portion of available silver isn't making its way through the refining process. And since this material can't get processed, as a result, it's going to slow down the minting stages, which would normally process those refined silvers into bullion coins or whatever have you. And some mints are even ending their production early because of it. And with the demand of silver products remaining steady or even rising, this reduced flow of refined silver is contributing to the higher premiums at the retail level. Essentially, it's not that silver isn't available, but rather that the refinery restrictions are limiting the supply chain, and that's directly impacting the prices that you see at your local coin shop and online. And speaking of overpaying for premiums, I just wanted to show off to you guys the new 2025 Navy American Silver Eagle privy that finally came in. And if you've been following this channel or have caught some of the live streams, you would have known already that I have the Army privy, and I wanted to get that and the Navy privy because I'm attempting to create a full set of the military privies once they all get released. And what's funny about this is the price that I paid for it, because back when the Army privy came out, the price of silver was in the, I think it was around the high 30s, and now that silver is over 50 when I picked up the Navy privy, but the price for each coin was still $109, and despite the increase to 50, I still paid double the price for the normal American Silver Eagle that you would pay, but the spread was less intense this time around compared to the Army privy. But either way, I don't want to go too much into all this. I just wanted to show off this new piece that I got, and I figured it was related to the topic of premiums because the prices are absurdly high, and it's just worth mentioning given the topic. But I understand that, and I knew that what I was doing when I purchased this. But either way, let's get back into the topic of premiums and how to adjust or even buy today given all the changes that are happening right now. So remember, I made a video about what to do when the prices get high, but again, premiums are now becoming high as well. So does this change the strategy going forward? Not necessarily, because the price in silver that you pay for is going to have the premiums baked into the final price. But the difference between that video and this one is that $50 silver wasn't here yet, and people didn't think that it would stay, but there's been a lot of talk about triple digit silver, and that's fine and all, but the premiums on what you're going to pay is what you should really look out for, because it's a matter of a percentage in how much you're willing to overpay versus the spot price. For example, let's assume there's two timelines that are present, and one where the spot price is $20 and the other one is $40. But you can easily overpay in one of those scenarios if the final price is $50 in both situations, because a $30 spread versus a $10 spread in premiums makes a huge difference. And it's not so much about the final price, but again, rather how much are you willing to overpay. So if I were to start stacking or just even simply buying in these high price and high premium markets, the system doesn't really change too much other than what you're willing to fork up. And I always talk about what type of stacker you are, and usually you become focused on weight, on government recognizability type of coins, barter situations, or a collection type. It doesn't really matter. But once the premiums get too high, you may be forced to stack into other areas. And that's where the generic silver usually becomes king, because if you guys remember, just a perfect example, not that long ago, back in middle of 2021, if you were to purchase an American Silver Eagle, it carried almost 100% premium. It was pretty much double the cost. And today that premium sits at around roughly 20%, depending on where you look. And while it is much lower, it's starting to beginning its rise up. And at some point, the premiums are going to become too high, and you'll just have to find alternatives to avoid overpaying. Now, you don't have to do anything, really. You can keep exclusively buying American Silver Eagles and ignore the premiums if you want, but some people can't. And especially when you add in any state taxes or any VATs that other countries have, and those are going to have hidden premiums inside of that compound even more, which can turn a $50 piece of silver into nearly $100. So, which is why you should switch into the lower premiums like generic silver or even junk silver right now, because at some point you'll have to make a decision to pause your normal strategy and redirect into a different one, because it's a constant game of what makes the most sense, and the market loves to stir the pot and make things just a little bit more interesting once in a while. And not to mention the deals that we see online are becoming less and less. And I track the deals from various online dealers that I update into the Ultimate Stackers sheet for those who have that, to see what the latest and greatest deals that are around. And I've seen that list shrink drastically in just the past few weeks, and the options are becoming less for good deals on silver. And we've seen so many spot deals for quite a while now that $3 seems to be the new spot deal in some cases. So I think that is an effect due to the premiums rising, and just as because of that, the deals are becoming less attractive. So that's just my opinion on the situation. I wouldn't change much in my strategy other than setting a limit as to where I would draw the line in premium prices that I'm willing to pay. And when that line gets crossed, I would then seek cheaper alternatives. So what are your thoughts on all this? Do you see the premiums going up or down in the near future? And are you also seeing deals becoming less and less attractive like I do? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye, guys.